In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on April 3rd, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. UCF versus Cincinnati. The college basketball crown tournament has now reached the quarterfinals, and the competition is heating up. The first round saw some thrilling matchups, including a nail-biter between the 18-16 Knights and Oregon State. Despite being 5-point favorites, Oregon State couldn't hold off UCF, who edged out a 76-75 victory. Meanwhile, Cincinnati, coming into the tournament with a 19-15 record, looked dominant in their first round game. As 10-point favorites, the Bearcats crushed their opponents with an 83-61 win, making a strong statement as they move forward. When evaluating performances in neutral site and road games, Cincinnati holds an advantage over UCF in national rankings. According to Bart Torvik, Cincinnati sits at 48th overall in those situations, while UCF lags behind at 72nd. The biggest difference between these teams is on the defensive end of the court. When playing away from home, the Knights struggle significantly, ranking just 186 defensively, making them vulnerable against stronger competition. On the other hand, Cincinnati boasts one of the top defenses in the country, coming in at 21st. Another key factor to consider is their history of competition, as both teams are members of the Big 12 Conference. They have faced a similar level of opposition throughout the season, making their earlier matchup an important reference point. Back on February 5th, Cincinnati traveled to Orlando and handled business against UCF, securing a 93-83 victory. That game highlighted the Bearcats' ability to exploit the Knights' defensive shortcomings, and there's little reason to believe things will change drastically in this quarterfinal matchup. Although Cincinnati's overall season has been underwhelming, they have stepped up their game in the Crown Tournament, showing renewed energy and focus. Their impressive showing against DePaul is a testament to that. Despite the uncertainty surrounding head coach Wes Miller, the players have remained committed, with no key departures due to the transfer portal. Against DePaul, Cincinnati's defense was on full display, holding the Blue Demons to just 61 points. Even though this tournament in Las Vegas is somewhat unorthodox, the Bearcats have treated it with intensity and have maintained their defensive identity. Given that Cincinnati already proved they can beat UCF on the road, they are well positioned to take care of business once again. The Knights' defensive struggles make it difficult to trust them in this type of matchup, especially against a disciplined team like Cincinnati. Additionally, UCF relies heavily on getting to the free throw line for their scoring, but the Bearcats rank 12th in the country in limiting opponents to just 14 free throw attempts per game. That defensive discipline gives Cincinnati yet another edge in this contest. As our first pick for this matchup, the Cincinnati Bearcats to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Looking at the total for this game, it's worth noting that 6 of the 8 first-round matchups in the Crown Tournament went over the total. However, the 2 games that stayed under featured both Cincinnati and UCF, which has kept oddsmakers from setting an inflated number. As a result, the over-under is set at a relatively modest 151 points. That number feels too low, especially considering that the first meeting between these teams saw a combined total of 181 points. While they may not hit that exact number again, this game has all the makings of another high-scoring affair. One major reason to expect a high-scoring game is UCF's defensive struggles. The Knights simply do not commit to playing defense, and the Bearcats have enough offensive weapons to take advantage of that. Additionally, both teams excel at grabbing offensive rebounds, which will generate extra scoring opportunities and second-chance points. Another crucial factor is the pace at which UCF plays. They rank 11th in adjusted tempo, meaning they push the pace at a level that makes it difficult for any opponent to keep scores low. However, this fast tempo has also resulted in UCF having one of the worst scoring defenses in the nation, ranking 346th. While Cincinnati prefers a slower, more controlled style of play, they have demonstrated their ability to keep up with faster teams, as seen in their 93-83 victory over UCF earlier this season. In their tournament opener, the Bearcats put up 83 points against DePaul, showing that their offense is in rhythm at the moment. Given all these factors, another high-scoring game seems likely in this quarterfinal matchup. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Chattanooga versus UC Irvin. The Chattanooga Mocs are set to square off against the UC Irvine Anteaters on Thursday night in the championship game of the National Invitation Tournament. The game will take place at the historic Hinkle Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. Chattanooga enters this highly anticipated matchup with an overall season record of 28 wins and 9 losses, including 4 consecutive victories in the National Invitation Tournament. On the other side, UC Irvine has compiled an impressive 32-6 record this season, also going undefeated in National Invitation Tournament play with a 4-0 mark. Both teams have demonstrated resilience, pulling off thrilling comebacks in their most recent outings, and they now find themselves just one win away from raising a National Invitation Tournament championship banner. This showdown features a clash of contrasting styles, as UC Irvine boasts the superior defense, while Chattanooga has been an offensive powerhouse, shooting over 48% from the field. The Mocs have already shown an ability to battle back from sluggish starts, overcoming early deficits against both Loyola and Bradley in previous tournament matchups. Given how their offense has been clicking, there's a strong case to be made for Chattanooga being the better bet in this game. While their defensive metrics over the course of the season have been less than stellar, their effort on that end of the floor has significantly improved throughout this tournament run. More importantly, their offensive efficiency continues to shine, which could prove to be the deciding factor. The underdog label has suited Chattanooga perfectly in this tournament, as the Mocs have not only covered but won outright in every game as underdogs. In fact, they have now won 8 straight games when placed in the underdog role. Since January 25th, the Mocs have dropped just a single contest and have covered the spread in 23 out of 35 games this season. Meanwhile, UC Irvine is undoubtedly a formidable opponent, featuring a top 40 defense in terms of scoring prevention. However, Chattanooga has repeatedly stepped up in these situations, proving that they thrive when counted out. Despite their success, oddsmakers have once again positioned Chattanooga as the underdog in this contest. Given how well they've performed in that role, we see no reason to shy away from backing them with the points. As our first pick for this matchup, the Chattanooga Mocs to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. When it comes to total points, Chattanooga has consistently been involved in high-scoring affairs during this National Invitation Tournament run. 3 of their 4 games have gone over the projected number, and they have been lighting up the scoreboard, averaging nearly 86 points per game. However, their defense has been far from lockdown, as they have allowed opponents to shoot at an alarming 49% clip while conceding an average of 78 points per contest. Meanwhile, UC Irvine has also been trending toward higher scoring outcomes, surpassing the total in each of their last 2 games. Given Chattanooga's defensive struggles, there's little doubt that UC Irvine will find ways to capitalize offensively. The real question is which team will be able to get critical stops down the stretch, but until that moment comes, expect the points to pile up. While UC Irvine is primarily known for their stout defensive play, they have proven time and time again that they can explode offensively when facing weaker defensive squads. This has been especially evident in this tournament, where they put up 80 or more points against both Northern Colorado and UAB. Similarly, Chattanooga's offense has been on a tear, scoring at least 80 points in 3 of their 4 National Invitation Tournament matchups. Even against a tougher UC Irvine defense, the Mocs should still manage to put up a strong offensive showing. Additionally, the Anteater style of play could contribute to an elevated score as they push the tempo at a rate of 69 possessions per 40 minutes, a pace that often leads to increased scoring opportunities. Given these trends, it's not surprising that Chattanooga has gone over the total in 4 of their last 5 games, while UC Irvine has also cleared the number in their last 2 outings. With both teams likely to find success on the offensive end, the expectation is for another high-scoring affair. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Villanova versus Southern California. The college basketball crown has now reached the quarterfinal stage, and we are here to break down everything you need to know about the upcoming matchup between the Villanova Wildcats and the Southern California Trojans. We'll give you our take on how this game is shaping up and where the smart money is. Looking back at the first round, Villanova came out strong, dominating Colorado with an 85-64 victory. They entered that game as 5-point favorites and covered the spread with ease. Meanwhile, Southern California put on a show of their own, dismantling Tulane 89-60 in a performance that easily cleared their 7.5-point favorite status. Both teams looked sharp, but as we head into the next round, the challenge gets tougher. While Southern California made easy work of Tulane, this next test against Villanova will be a much different challenge. The Wildcats have a deeper, more well-rounded team and will be bringing their full arsenal to the floor. The Trojans, on the other hand, are dealing with key absences, which puts them at a significant disadvantage. If Southern California had all their players available, the betting line might be more balanced. But given the circumstances, the value in this matchup clearly shifts in Villanova's favor. Villanova has already proven they are still hungry, even after losing their head coach. They stepped up in the first round, showing no signs of disorganization or lack of motivation. On the flip side, Southern California has struggled with consistency all season. It has been months since they have managed to put together back-to-back wins, making them a difficult team to trust, especially against solid competition. Their defense has been a weak point all year, which doesn't bode well against a Villanova squad that is starting to hit its stride. The Wildcats may not have lived up to expectations earlier in the season, but they've picked up their play recently, winning 5 of their last 7 games. Given Southern California's defensive shortcomings, Villanova should have a huge offensive advantage, and it's hard to see how the Trojans will contain Eric Dixon. With Villanova's offensive efficiency and Southern California's struggles on defense, the Wildcats should have no trouble controlling the game and securing a win. As our first pick for this matchup, the Villanova Wildcats to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Looking at the other side of the equation, Southern California had no issues scoring in their first CBC game, dropping 89 points on Tulane without breaking a sweat. High-scoring performances are nothing new for the Trojans. Over the course of the season, they have consistently played to the over, with a 24-10 record in that category. They are averaging a solid 77 points per game and rank in the top 50 in three-point shooting, while also maintaining a respectable 90th ranking in free throw percentage. Villanova, on the other hand, prefers a more methodical pace, but that hasn't stopped them from putting up points. They are averaging 74 points per game this season and put up an impressive 85 in their opening round win over Colorado. Like Southern California, Villanova has also trended toward higher scoring games, going 20-14 to the over this year. The Wildcats are particularly lethal from beyond the arc, ranking 3rd in the country in three-point shooting percentage. They also capitalize on their trips to the free throw line, sitting 6th in the nation in free throw percentage. The trend in this tournament so far has been toward high-scoring games, with 6 of the 8 opening round matchups surpassing the total. The reason for this is simple. Teams generally don't play with the same defensive intensity in these novelty-style tournaments, and the overall atmosphere tends to favor a faster pace. With both teams being capable scorers and neither being particularly strong defensively, all signs point to another high-scoring game. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.